Hello Wolfers! This week we are talking about direct-to-consumer or DTC. In particular, we'll be focusing on what separates a successful DTC brand from those other brands that attempt their sales in a D2C mode, yet they don't manage because they get drowning into operations mayhem. Running a DTC model is all but easy. It's complex, especially if we're talking about an omni-channel distribution strategy. In this case, the chance is really high that there might be misalignment between storefront, online sales, B2B, and warehouse, and obviously that complicates really the fulfillment altogether. The other thing that might happen is that returns become extremely complex, and as a result, reverse logistics is also complex, and this might in fact end up in extending the refund period, and this is really not good because customers tend to become pretty annoyed by this and sometimes losing their trust in the brand. And last but not the least, let us not forget that when it comes to direct-to-consumer, because the complexity increases, the service levels that might be coming from the past might not necessarily be adequate anymore. Therefore, you're making commitments, you're promising delivery times that are not really feasible, not really realistic. And that's something to be taken into account, at least until the point you can work out those service levels and make those service levels. Clearly, those are just some examples, and there are some potential solutions to this. The first thing to do is clearly synchronize to a possible extent. So ideally, you might want to have in a unique system, in a whole system, the information that comes on inventory in particular from, again, storefront, online sales, warehouse, and so on and so forth. But it's also extremely important to automate to a possible extent. And in order for you to do that, ideally, you might want to consider what are the top 10 most likely scenarios. So what's going to happen in the top 10 scenarios? And once you have identified this, try to automate steps in those scenarios. Okay, so making them as automated as possible. And this basically shrinks time and the response to market. And last but not the least, it is important you build a campaign-proof playbook, and you share this internally and externally with your partners. So essentially, it's just an internal set of rules, procedures, really playbook, as a matter of fact, that instructs how to respond to, by example, sudden spikes in the demand. Imagine if there is like an influencer campaign, you can expect the volumes will grow up significantly and pretty suddenly. And as a result, this might actually require very rapid actions. This is something that you want to capture in that playbook. Obviously, those are just some instances, some potential examples and ideas on how to address some of the complexities that might arise in those situations, in those circumstances. But if you want to know more, I think it's really time to download this week's freebie. It's a guide that you'll find in the link in the description of this video, and it's the DTC supply chain scorecard. And of course, if you found this video useful, I hope you will leave a like, maybe comment the video, and please subscribe to the channel, and not forget to refer us to your friends or colleagues who might find our insight helpful as well. With that said, I look forward to talking to you all next week.